So, Riley, how are you feeling?
Rila, I'm fine. Why do you keep asking that?
No reason. Just checking. Yeah, you are totally not fine. It's okay though. Big Sis will make it all better.
If you're done talking to yourself now, you mind if we start the show?
Oh, right. Hi everyone.
Sup, guys?
Lots to talk about today.
Hope you're all ready to tune in.
I'm Rila.
I'm Riley.
And you're watching Bulletoon Weekly. So, Riley, here's a story for you.
Uh-oh.
You really enjoyed Black Panther, right?
Duh.
And I'm sure it had nothing to do with,
What?
Oh, nothing. Anyway, did you hear? Holly Berry says Black Panther owes its success to Catwoman.
Seriously? Oh, man. Oh, that had to be a joke. She could not have actually meant that.
She probably was kidding, but still, it was a thing she said. So I figured it was worth sharing.
Oh, dude, that's hilarious. Oh, haven't laughed like that in a while.
Success.
Huh?
Nothing.
In other news, that Birds of Prey movie featuring Harley Quinn has found its director.
Ooh, that's exciting.
Keeping with tradition, the movie's tapped Kathy Yan to direct. Kathy's an up-and-coming director. She's only helmed one feature-length film before now, something called Dead Pigs. I don't really know much of anything about it, though.
So is this a yay, like Wonder Woman's director, or a yay, like last week's Batgirl story?
Can't really judge, since she only has one thing and I know nothing about it. Apparently it was decent enough to get a 7.4 on IMDb, but she also wrote that movie. This movie is being written by, you guessed it, Christina Hodson.
That's... oh dear.
Yeah, we'll see.
Oh yeah! Hey, Riley! Jessica Jones was renewed for a third season!
I know.
Oh. Well?
Eh.
Meh? But I thought you really liked the Marvel Netflix shows. You even liked Iron Fist. No one liked Iron Fist.
Correction, I didn't mind Iron Fist. It wasn't good. Anyway, Jessica Jones was always the one I was least interested in. No fault of the show itself. I just cared more about Daredevil, Luke Cage, and Iron Fist.
Shoot, that backfired.
Though it is pretty interesting that all these shows are still getting renewed while Marvel's working on its whole streaming service thing.
Huh, that is pretty interesting now that you mention it. I wonder if they'll move the shows once, the streaming service is online.
Doubt it. Netflix might have something to say about that. They are Netflix originals, after all. In comic land, it looks like yet another color is being added to the Lantern spectrum, ultraviolet.
Riley? Ultraviolet isn't a color.
Yeah, well, tell them that. But apparently, Jon Stewart is getting a new ring, though it looks like this one's not as benign. Jon Stewart, Ultraviolet Lantern? Believe it! Under the influence of the ultraviolet spectrum, Jon Stewart engages in some ultra-violence against his teammates Flash, Wonder Woman, and Aquaman.
So he's the bad guy here?
Seems that way, yeah. Whatever. Seems like a pretty standard thing now that every Green Lantern does their stint as a villain. Hell, Jessica Cruz got onto that trend early and started as one just to get it out of the way. And if I'm honest, she may very well be my favorite human Green Lantern that isn't Hal. Stewart was always low on the list for me. I don't dislike him, but he was never that interesting in my eyes, so I'd like to see a story that can really make me more invested in him. In other news, Action Comics has hit the number 1,000 milestone as of this week. The first mainstream superhero comic to pull it off, too.
Right on time for Superman's 80th anniversary, too.
Huh.
What?
I did not expect you to know that. Anyway, yeah, this is pretty awesome. Except...
Except what?
It's written by Brian Bendis, and I've made it abundantly clear that I don't care much for his style.
What? I've never heard you mention...
What, Minnie Mouse?
Never mind. This is so much harder than I thought it would be.
Right. Anyway, Bendis went on to do his usual shtick, shaking things up in a major way just for the sake of it. And this time, he did it by introducing some new villain that claims to have destroyed Krypton.
Wait, but I thought it was a bunch of natural disasters.
It usually is. I think my favorite version is the animated one, where they reveal that the Kryptonians probably could have survived if not for Brainiac. But that's my favorite version of Brainiac in general, so there's that. Wasn't really a huge fan of that Jeff Johns version where it's revealed that Brainiac is the one that caused the planet's destruction. But some decent Supergirl stuff came out of it, so whatever. The point is, I'm not digging this, but I'll reserve my judgment.
Man, this is not working. Aha!
Rila.
It's nothing! Nothing at all! Hey, Riley, wanna hear a joke?
Can it be any funnier than Black Panther owing its success to Catwoman?
You tell me. EA's chief design officer came out saying EA has learned their lesson from Battlefront 2.
Oh man, that I gotta hear!
Of course. I'd be lying to you if I said that what's happened with Battlefront and what's happened with everything surrounding loot boxes and these things haven't had an effect on EA as a company and an effect on us as management.
Oh, it had an effect on you, alright. It punched you right in the wallets.
We can shy away from it and pretend like it didn't happen, or we can act responsibly and realize that we made some mistakes and try to rectify those mistakes and learn from them.
Mistakes. Yeah, that's one word for it, alright.
We have taken significant steps as a company to review and understand the mechanics around monetization, loot boxes, and other things in our games before they go to the market.
Yes, because loot boxes and monetization were your only problems. So, how about visceral games?
For games that come next, for Battlefield or for Anthem, players have made it very clear that we can't afford to make similar mistakes, and we won't.
Right! Getting just 2 games right is gonna fix decades of totally crap business practices. This is priceless. Thanks for that, Rila.
Anytime. In other news, Sega announced a new Sakura Wars game.
What?
Ooh, I actually forgot how big a fan you were of these.
Well, the last one anyway. It was the only one localized over here. And even that we didn't get until a full 5 years after it had been out in Japan. I know enough Japanese to play a whole game in it.
Fair enough, I guess. Anyway, that's all we know for now.
Aw, man.
Oh, crap baskets. But Sega's planning to reveal more about it at a later date. Oh, they also revealed something called the Sega Ages Project. 15 classic Sega games, all coming to the Nintendo Switch.
Wait, for real?
Yep, including Sonic the Hedgehog, Phantasy Star, and Thunder Force 4. The titles are apparently going to be released at the same time in Japan, North America, and Europe.
Awesome!
Phew. Japan time! And first up,
What?
So 7 Senses of the Reunion just revealed a ton of info.
The one that's like sword art mixed with Anohana?
You couldn't have said Log Horizon instead.
Oh, I could've. I just didn't want to.
No, Rila, not today. Breathe.
What, nothing? No response at all?
Anyway, the story's about this MMO where a girl apparently died while playing, and now she's reunited with one of her friends from back then, wanting to meet everyone and...
This is an isekai, isn't it?
Not technically? It's not, really! Anyway, they revealed the premiere date and a bunch of the staff. The anime debuts on July 5th. Yoshito Nishoji is directing, Takao Yoshioka is in charge of the series composition, and Yumiko Yamamoto is handling the character designs and is the chief animation director. Next up is
Go ahead, finish it.
So the light novel series, Isekai...
God damn it!
Sorry, but it's news, so, you know...
Whatever, just get on with it.
Yeah, so, Isekai Cheat Magician is getting an anime series. It's about this duo that's sent to a fantasy world because... reasons, and they become magicians!
Well, at least that's slightly different, making it a pair instead of just one guy or a whole population.
Yeah. And last up is Shaman King.
Shaman King?!
Wait, huh? Since when do you care about...
The hell are you talking about? I watched Shaman King every weekend when we were kids.
You did? I feel like I would remember.
Though, if I'm honest, that was mainly because the opening was my jam.
And after that, the show just happened to be on, so you might as well keep watching it, right?
Exactly! Well, the show wasn't bad for your typical Saturday morning Shonen Jump title, but that opening friggin' rocked!
It's official, we are definitely sisters.
Anyway, what about it? The anime's not coming back, is it?
Not likely, but there's a new manga arc on the way in May. But it got 3 prologue chapters first. The new arc is going to be called Shaman King the Superstar.
Cool. Maybe I should actually start reading it.
That'd be a first.
Excuse me?
Nothing! And that's our show, everyone!
Great. Now question.
What?
What's your deal? You've been acting weird all day, and you haven't tried to mess with me even once. What are you up to?
Up to? I'm not up to anything.
Like you said, Rila, we're definitely sisters. And being your sister, I happen to know that whenever you're not up to anything, you're up to something. Now spit it out.
Seriously, I'm not.
So asking me if I was okay wasn't you trying to set me up for something?
No, you just seemed really upset before. So I wanted to make sure you were okay.
Uh-huh.
Really? Scout's honor!
Rila, you and I both know they wouldn't let you join the Scouts.
Well, they should have. I mean, have you seen me? I'm adorable. I'd have sold so many cookies. Riley would have just eaten them all.
I heard that, you little brat.
And am I wrong?
That's not the point. What's with you? Seriously.
Geez, sorry for trying to make sure you weren't still mad at me.
What? Why the hell would I be mad at you? I mean, aside from you generally getting a kick out of annoying me, I guess.
Aha! See? You were mad at me!
Rila, we've been annoying one another since we could crawl. I'm used to it. Hell, when you don't do it, I assume something's wrong. Why would you think I was mad at you?
Well, I don't know. You just seemed pretty angry last time. Though, in retrospect, I guess your default emotion is angry.
What? No, it isn't.
See?
That's not... Wait a minute. That wasn't an invitation to start bugging me now.
Aw, but I've been holding it in for a whole episode. You gotta give me something.
Like hell I do. Whatever, let's just wrap this up already.
So impatient. Very well. Thanks for watching, everyone.
If you liked what you saw, give that like button a zap and support the show by clicking that Patreon link in the description.
Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell icon to be notified whenever we upload a new video.
Check out the site for our source links and the links to all the new releases this week, plus a bunch of other awesome content from the guys.
This has been Bulletoon Weekly. I'm Rila.
I'm Riley, and as always,
Stay tuned!